Bull or bear for tomorrow? Let's see here. Couldn't find my normal Bull or bear coin using a 1984 Olympic dollar. And it comes up heads, which would be a bull. Good evening. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals and conciergebullion.com in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea right now. But this is the live Sloppy Joe cam that's in Key West, and always an interesting cam. A lot of interesting people walk by here. If you ever get the chance, watch this camera on Fantasy Fest. My father used to make it a yearly tradition to watch the camera on Fantasy Fest because it's one of the craziest things you've ever seen. But beautiful weather, people enjoying it down there. All my fish cams are down. They're either dark or down because it's dark here by 5:30 right now. And a lot of the cameras are down from the last storm as well. Well, let's get into precious metals. I'm going to keep it real short. I've had a long day. You've had a long day. And again, great live cam here at Duval Street from Sloppy Joe's. And there goes the paddy truck. Let me do a quick refresh here. Spots courtesy of, I was going to say CME Group, my gosh, CCE, which is man, they've been around forever. It's a dealer network where dealers buy and sell coins and precious metals and other things to each other. Subscription only, but they do have great spot prices, and they've been around a long time. So, and I like the page because it's static as well. It's not constantly moving around. As you can tell, I just refreshed it just a moment ago. And what do we got? Same old shit. 1743. Again, I believe these are just super cheap prices, gifts at these levels. 2114 was in silver. In that $21 range, it kind of touched below that a little bit yesterday. Tough to say what's going to happen tomorrow. Never underestimate these crooks, but you know, if they're going to drive a commodity down to such super cheap prices, you might as well take advantage of it and stick it up their asses. You know, don't buy their paper derivatives or their paper bullshit. Buy the real thing. Of course, this is something we talk about all the time, so let's not repeat the same thing over and over. Well, it's hard not to sometimes. Platinum just on that edge of $1,000. Again, platinum, one of the most unloved metal of the three, gold, silver, and platinum, the three metals. The most unloved. I like unloved metals. I like unloved commodities that have been around for thousands of years. I think platinum's been around for thousands of years. I'm not quite sure. In fact, that's a good question here. I should know that as a precious metals. When was platinum discovered? There's nothing you can't find out here. Some of you probably knew this before I even typed it in. Let me take a look here. The history of platinum. Platinum was discovered in Russia in 1822, and shortly thereafter began to be fashioned in the decorative chains, etc., etc. 1822. Well, hold on. We got some discrepancies down here. Platinum was discovered in 1735. Well, that's the internet for you. Let's see if we can find anything to verify that. But it looks like, in Canada in 1888. My gosh, and that's from Peter Schiff. Well, obviously, we've got some issues here on when platinum was actually discovered. I'm going to trust the periodictable.org that says platinum was discovered in 1735. And so it's been around not near as long as gold, but still a very unloved, precious metal and a real commodity. It's used in a lot of electronics and things as well, I believe. Catalytic converters and that kind of stuff. I'm not even sure. Is it used in the solar industry? Maybe, maybe not. I think silver is mostly used in the solar industry. All right, well, prices are the same old bullshit. Same bargain basement fire sale prices on precious metals that we've seen for quite some time. So buy away, folks, for you folks that still got ammo to expend in this buying spree at these super low prices. Keep doing it, man. Meanwhile, let's talk about China. China thought to be stockpiling gold to cut dependence on U.S. dollar. And this article just came out. But you know what? We talked about this like freaking 2 years ago about China stockpiling gold. We talked about United States stockpiling gold. We talked about all these countries de-dollarizing. And they have. And again, this is nothing new to most of us. Most of you that have been listening to me for the last couple of years, and a lot of other people out there that are way smarter than me that have been saying the same thing, is that the moment that the United States started weaponizing the U.S. dollar is the moment that the battle was pretty much lost. That's when countries start to de-dollarize, and this is what they're talking about with the BRICS nations. And when you see China dumping treasuries and dumping U.S. type investments, dollar-denominated investments, that's a sign, especially when they're sticking into gold. That's a sign they're on their way out. But who can act surprised? Again, this is something we talked about for 2 years, and something that's been probably going on for a decade plus now. Again, when the U.S. Politicians decided to weaponize the U.S. dollar, they fucked all of us. Not to mention that the dollar fucks us all anyway, because it's a fiat turd. But no less, China saw the writing on the wall a long time ago. So did Saudi Arabia, so did Brazil, so did Russia, so did India. The BRICS countries, man, they all saw it, and more. They see it. Well, anyways, not a big surprise, and apparently China may have bought as much as 300 tons. Good article on gata.org. Again, most of you, as you know, this has been something that I used to call, I didn't call it homework because homework kind of sucks, but suggested reading. And most of you have been watching and following gata.org for quite some time. A lot of good articles on there. That's one that, again, no new news there, something we've discussed for a long time, but it's going to be a revelation to the mass public. Oh, you mean China's been stockpiling gold? When did that start? And really think about this too. Big buyers of physical gold out there, yet the paper derivative prices, the LBMA market where gold prices and silver prices are made, and the CME group markets where the gold and silver prices are made, are just so plain crooked and terrible. So what are you going to say? All right, another day, another crypto fraud. We read this last night. Anyways, if you're new to my videos, and you don't have gata.org bookmarked on your bar up here like I do, where is it? There it is right there. Then you should, because when it comes to gold manipulation and a lot of other cool information that tells you how these bastards collusively manipulate these markets, gata.org is good at it. And some people say, why don't you mention Chris Powell? Well, Chris Powell, I believe, runs this site, and I mention Chris Powell and his site all the time. So absolutely great site, should be bookmarked on your bookmark bar. Say that 3 times fast. Up top here. I'm going to get into something real quick here. As I said about a week and a half ago, I said the premiums dropped. Premiums are dropping on physical products, and that is indeed the case, folks. I can't explain exactly. Perhaps demand on a lot of these physical products is slowing up a little bit. It's a seasonal thing as well. It always gets quiet this time of year when it comes to physical products. But the premiums have dropped a little bit. 90% is probably about $1 or $2 less off its highs from a couple weeks ago per ounce. 100-ounce bars are probably down 25 cents, 50 cents, but not too big of a difference on the generic stuff. Generic stuff still seems to be at the same level it was a week or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Some delays on some products, but basically staying in that quarter range. But the products that have fallen dramatically, again, are 90% U.S. silver coins. Not as many people are out there buying it, I guess. That's why the premiums are dropping. And like I said, the generic products, not so much. Where else? Silver Eagles, surprisingly, even the buy price on them is down a couple bucks from its high there, I believe. I seen buys, wholesale buys as high as $11.50, as high as $10.50, and now I believe they're in the $8.50, $9.50 range. So a buck or two down on the wholesale, and that also means that you can buy them cheaper as well, but still overpriced. Silver Eagles are overpriced. By the way, I've got gold Eagles up here, so not relevant to what we're talking about, but we'll get to those in a moment. What else? A host of other products out there are good prices as well. A little while ago I talked about 40% being a good price. There's still like a $2 and $3 spread, wholesale spread on 40% silver. I don't think that's a bad deal at all. The problem with 40% is you're kind of at the mercy of your local dealer and what he's willing to pay you for 40% halves. But if you got a good local dealer, he'll make $1 an ounce on the sell side and the buy side. But currently, 40% seems really cheap enough to buy. Remember, it takes more than twice as much 40% than it does 90% as far as space. So, you know, if you got 1,000 ounces of 40%, just double, almost nearly double that bag plus some to get an idea how much 90% or how much space that takes. Well, hang on, it takes up about the same space, less silver. What am I saying? It takes up the same space, but again, you know, 700 ounces of silver in 40% is twice the size of a bag of 90%. So that's what I'm trying to say. It takes a lot more space to store 40%, but man, the premiums are really good. Stay away from war nickels unless you can buy them super cheap and sell them to your local dealer. And don't hang on to war nickels. They're very difficult to deal with. I don't believe you can even melt war nickels or 40%. We don't melt it here, but I do believe that there is a law against melting U.S. silver coins, and you guys can check me on that. Let me know in the comment section. What else? It looks like Britannia's, Krugerrands, and Philharmonics and the silver products are just like really not available. Their mints aren't producing either that or they're producing domestically and not shipping out to the United States because, again, not a lot of those products available, and if they are, the premium is just stupid on them. Great deal out there still, you know, U.S. commemoratives. All right, I'll type that one in. I'll show you that. U.S. Commem dollars. That's a kind of, let's see if it even comes up. There you go. Oh, actually, not too bad. These products right here are 0.77 ounces each, and I believe if your local dealer has them, well, when we have them here, we're going to sell them for, where are those damn things now? Just kind of, oh, there we go. The melt plus $3 to $4. So basically, say silver is at 21 times 0.77. These things melt for $16, and hang on, let me just double check that math. There you go. 21 bucks an ounce. Say silver's at 21 bucks an ounce. These things melt for about $16 per ounce. You should be able to pick them up. We have them here for spot plus $3 to $4, depending on how many of them you're buying them. But that's not bad for constitutional silver, and some pretty cool designs. You'll get proofs. You'll get them in the caps. You can also, we sell them in the original boxes. Again, spot plus $3 to $4. Hard to beat that price when you consider that 90% is just a stupid price at 8. You know, hold on one second. What did I say? Crap. On the retail level, it's probably $9 to $12 over spot. Again, wholesale is probably in that $8 to $10 range or $8 to $9 range. But these are a great deal out there. I'd highly recommend them if you can find them at your local dealers. We have limited quantities available here at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. However, in large quantities, we can order them for you or probably pre-order them and gather up that whatever you want as far as quantities go, but I'd have to check on that. Best deals out there in gold. You know, premiums, again, dropping. Really surprised because remember about 2 weeks ago we were looking at, you know, wholesale levels were spot plus 175 to 185 bucks over wholesale for gold American Eagles. Now they've declined dramatically. They're about $1.20 to $1.40 over on the wholesale levels. As far as the ask price, what your local dealer may pay if he needs to buy them from another dealer, not necessarily from the public or yourself, but from other dealers. So the premium has dropped on those more reasonably. Again, you know, I don't normally say this, but I think Gold Eagles are not a bad deal now. Not a bad deal. Not a great one, but not a bad deal. What's better? Still 1 ounce gold bars. Where are Buffaloes at right now? Gold Buffaloes. Gold Buffaloes the same way. Not a bad deal on Gold Buffaloes out there right now as well. They've come down to probably about $50 to $60 per ounce. So not a bad deal on those. But again, what's the best deal out there? It's still gold bars. You know, spot plus 80, 85 bucks. That's hard to beat. We have a good deal on gold South African elephants. Really cool coin with an elephant on one side, made by the same people that make the Krugerrand. Those are probably going to be, give me 1 second here. Just give you a roundabout price. Spot plus 100 bucks on gold elephants, give or take 10 bucks depending on the quantity that you're buying. Again, I'm just doing roundabout numbers for you. And Krugerrands are actually 5 bucks more, and I think the elephants are much more attractive looking, even though Krugerrands are much more popular. But KRs are about $5 more than elephants, but what a cool product they are. We just got those in recently and been selling them to our local customers as well. You know, don't buy fractional gold. 10th ounce, quarter ounce, and half ounce eagles are very expensive. If you have to buy them, I'll still beat Atmex, SD, and J, and Bullion and other dealers out there on their prices for 10th ounce, quarter ounce, and half ounce eagles. But I still don't recommend them. I think they're just overpriced. I forgot about poor old maple leafs. There seems to be a little tightness in the maple leaf market out there as well. You know, with the price of Krugerrands and other things where they are right now in gold bars, I would just stick with those. Maples, if they're available, I'm going to suspect they're in the spot plus $110 to $130 level. But again, availability is kind of slim. And when availability is slim and the prices go up, I tend to switch my customers to, you know, recognizable products that they're not going to spend as much money on. You know, you want to reduce the amount of premium that you're paying on, no matter what it is, gold, silver, platinum, to the bare minimum by buying industry recognizable products, not popular products. What else can I say here? Well, in lieu of buying fractional gold and stuff like that, German 20 marks, 1 ducats, 4 ducats, a lot of other foreign gold coins you can buy for a reasonable price. Given that everything is a high premium, that might not be a bad option in lieu of fractional gold. All right, folks, didn't give you much in the way of visuals here. I just showed you that same old picture of a gold eagle. But I'm going to give you a visual here. What a beautiful evening, too, out there. Look at Key West. It's just, well, not that busy. Last night's video was the Hillsborough Cam, which is pretty cool. And I'm kind of curious here. What's the Hillsborough Cam look like? I mostly do this for you folks here that don't live in Florida. Most of you guys that live in Florida know all about the Hillsborough and probably watch this cam as well. Boy, beautiful cam they have there. And it looks like they're not going to give it to me. All right, I'll catch it later for you. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's take a look at last night's video. I'm going to answer some questions here. The pot calling the kettle black. That was me calling out Terry Duffy for his hypocrisy on saying that he knew that FTX was a scam from the start. And he told him that. Meanwhile, Terry Duffy allows manipulation and collusive manipulation to go on in his COMEX silver markets for decades and decades and turns a blind eye to it for whatever reasons. Now, that's just not my opinion. That's the opinion of people that are way smarter than me. So let's get into, well, that was last night's video. Let me answer some questions from last night. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the comments out here. Someone said, Brian, do you do this for YouTube money? No, not at all. If I did, I'd be broke. But I'm not opposed to taking their money because, hell, they take my content and sell it, don't they? They take all your content, your comments, and every piece of data they get from you and sell it. So you might as well take advantage of them while you can, but I could give a shit whether I get paid or not. Really, this is really about advertising for my business here and kind of a fun way to do it. Welco, what's up? Joe McDonald says, run it proper so they don't get caught. Yep, that's true. That's last night's video. Tree Climber, Brian should have higher views, if not just for the spicy content. Yeah, I think I got some spicy content, man. Here, let me get a sip here real quick. Oh, man. Long days. Thanks, Tree Climber. Hope you're well. Chris Dutcher. Okay, all of you Lauderdale by the Sea videos fans. Let's help Brian get to 100,000 subscribers by you know how. Subscribe, like, and comment. You know, I don't know what it takes to get 100,000 subscribers. Excuse me. That went down the wrong pipe when I just took a sip of that. But, you know, there's some real shit out there in YouTube land that you see like 500,000 views. I mean, you're like, how the, you know, and then you offer, you know, I'm not saying my videos are great and I'm always on, you know, on top of the game when I'm doing my videos some nights. You know, I remember traveling a couple times. I remember I did a video one night because I was so insistent on doing these every day. I did like a 10-hour drive. I stopped at a hotel and did my 15-minute video. I don't know which one it was, from the bathroom in a hotel at a Hampton Inn. I was so tired. But yeah, sometimes, you know, I got to realize that it's best not to do a video than just put out crap. So, but it happens. But anyways, yeah, I don't need to, yeah, like you said, I don't need YouTube money. And I do it for fun. Exactly, Chris. I appreciate that. And I meet a lot of cool people. You know, a lot of people come into my store that live in South Florida that listen to my videos. And I know I have a lot of people that live outside of South Florida that listen to my videos as well. But man, it's so cool to meet the folks that live down here, and as well as you folks here that call me from out of town. And again, I can't always answer the calls. I have a staff that answers calls, and sometimes I'm not here. But no less, I appreciate especially the comments here, because I do read every comment on the YouTube pages, everyone. And you know what? Even if I got 500 comments, 1,000 comments, which I doubt I will ever, but I'd still read them. It's just the way I am. I like to know who my audience is. And you're all great people. Thanks for your work, bro. Thanks for your watching, Wega Paul. I appreciate that. Hot-headed Joel, haha, says, is there any indication that silver won't be 19 to 25 or 20 years from now? They control it. Is there any reason they won't control it 20 years from now? Thank you. I appreciate the kind comments there. And again, I appreciate you being a viewer and a commenter. Hot-headed Joe, haha. Ted Butler talks about this quite frequently, and it gets really frustrating when you know that for decades and decades that these sons of bitches have been manipulating silver in the COMEX CME Group's markets, and they've done nothing. The CFTC's done nothing. Again, we've talked about this continually, but Ted Butler, brings it up perfectly. Is that at some point they're going to drain the physical markets? At some point, there's going to be enough people out there that understand that these markets are crooked and rigged, and they're not going to play in a rigged casino. And that point is coming sooner and sooner. We've got less and less physical out there, even though the premiums have dropped right now. The premiums are still substantial across the board, especially on, the higher premium products have dropped a little bit, but premiums on 1,000-ounce bars, 100-ounce bars, 10s, generic forms of silver, have not dropped dramatically. Just the higher premium stuff has. Maybe people have gotten smarter. But Ted Butler, again, says that we're going to have a physical crunch, which I think we're starting to see, and we'll see more and more of. And then we're going to have more and more realization that this market is rigged. I mean, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there's probably like 10% of the people that understand how this market is rigged knew that then. You know what I mean? So, if 1 million people understand that the silver market is rigged now, and they know how it is in the CME Group markets, maybe 10, 15 years ago, that might have been 100,000. I mean, I'm just making that number up, and I'm trying to give you perspective here that these two things, physical crunches, and the more and more people become aware that the Crimex market, CME Group's COMEX market, is a crooked marketplace run by a bunch of collusive, manipulative, large banks. I mean, that's the bottom line. Appreciate that, hot-headed Joe. Michael, appreciate your comments as well, and I'll try to keep up the candor. I do throw an F-bomb out there every once in a while, but you know what? Screw it. This is not a kid's show. I'm not here to, and I like kids. Don't get me wrong. I don't have any, but I like kids. This is just not a kid's show. It's R-rated, so to speak. And, for you new folks, if you got kids in the room, you probably should send them out if they don't appreciate a good F-bomb here and there. But most parents out there don't know how much their kids probably throw F-bombs around when they're not around. Juan, what's up? Gold and Silver by the Sea, awesome. I love you as I love you as an individual, dude. Give me a hug. I love all you commenters and viewers out there. I really do. I do. Love your videos. You need to have your own TV program. Tell it like it is. You're a great blessing to American people. Thank you. You're going to give me a big head, Daniel. So I appreciate that. William Price says, just giving the old Alga some food. Thanks for everything, brother. Your videos are much loved by the entire household, by our extended family. See, this is nice. This makes it all worthwhile. The commenters out here, the friends, and the people that, some of the commenters out there and people that I meet that come in the store that watch my videos, and and you can feel the same way. I watch other videos out there. I mean, they feel like friends of yours. I mean, there's videos out there that I like. Demolition Ranch, I like that guy. I think he's great. Hitchcock 45. I'm kind of a gun guy. I like guns and stuff like that. Tom Luongo, as far as finances and things, and there's a bunch of other people that I kind of like and admire out there, and once you get to read their stuff and you listen to them, it almost feels like they're kind of friends of yours, and I get that, and I feel that same way with a lot of you folks out there, and I'm sure you feel the same way with other YouTubers as well. And if you're a YouTuber out there, you understand this. Well, anyways, that's it for questions. There wasn't too many last night. I think a lot of people were getting ready for the holiday, and again, love that view last night of the Hillsborough lighthouse cam. Well, that's it, folks. I am going to call it quits. Think for yourself. Question authority. And the reason I say this, because I'm getting to an end. I told you that at the end of the year I would stop using this quote, and I will. But it is a very important quote. I think it's something that we should, always think for ourselves and question authority and question where we got our narrative, where we got our opinion from. Because sometimes, you know what, even the most well-intentioned people, whether it's your parents, whether it's your preacher, whether it's your rabbi, whether it's no matter who it is out there. And I'm not knocking religions, don't get me wrong, but sometimes even the best intentioned people give you stuff that may not necessarily be correct, okay? People that you love even, and people that you respect. So always think for yourself, if you got an opinion on something, check it, fact check it. And most of all, question authority. Well, that's Timothy Leary talking, and this is Brian Kuzmar talking, asking you if you live anywhere in the continental U.S. and you're buying more than 100 ounces of gold, 1,500 ounces of silver, call us at conciergebullion.com. It's a little kind of business that we have set up here to accommodate people that are buying larger amounts of gold and silver. We do the old-fashioned way with wires and such. We also secured shipping and all that kind of thing. And we'll beat APMEX, SDJ, Bullion, Miles Franklin, all the other big boys out there as well. So give us a call here at conciergebullion.com. Pretty easy URL to remember. Or you can freeze the page and write down this number. And if you live in South Florida, and even if you're buying large quantities as well, you can visit us in our brick and mortar store. Unfortunately, we do no shipping from the brick and mortar store, commercial rare coins and precious metals, but we have no limit on quantities to the downside or the upside. You can buy anywhere from $1 to millions of dollars worth of gold, silver, and platinum from us. I don't know if I can sell you $1 worth of gold. I have to figure a way to do that, but there's some way to do it. Call us anytime at 954-493-8811. Been in this location since 1995. I've been doing this since 1977. And again, this is our brick and mortar store here in South Florida, and we'll beat the local guys as well. All the great local guys. I like local dealers, And if you can't deal with me, if you're buying smaller quantities, you can't visit our store in South Florida, find yourself a good local dealer. This is something I've been saying for years, because, keep that money local if you can. Well, anyway, that's it. Going to call it an evening here, and a couple folks have been following me out here, like one extra folk out here. Does anybody actually follow Twitter out there? Do any of you guys look at Twitter? Because maybe I just don't know how to use it properly, but I've been posting some stuff out there, and I am available to answer questions there as well. Well, that's it. Brian Kuzma, conciergebullion.com, and Commercial Rare Coins, calling in an evening. Hope you have a beautiful night, and I think tomorrow will be my last video for the week, because I'm taking maybe Friday if I get a chance to come in the office, but we're going to be closed on Thanksgiving and Friday, and reopening the following Monday. But anyway, I hope you all, if you don't hear from me after tomorrow, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. Be safe and enjoy your time with your loved ones and your friends. Bye now.